Welcome to Crown Chakra Consciousness, the reading for the crown for April 2024. I almost said it again. It's the 5th of April 2024. And I just did a training before in Unhook Me, and I almost said the 5th of April 2025 as well. So this feels like a message because yesterday was very significant in the 4th of the 4th, 2024, so 4th of April 2024. And it's almost like, then it's like jumped a year ahead, 2025 on the 5th. It's very interesting energy, but it's a new beginning for you. Crown Chakra is all about new beginnings. April is a big new beginning. And the first card that I have pulled is the Blue Lotus, which is intuition. And this is like your crown, like you're receiving a lot of high frequency information at the moment. It might feel like a bit overwhelming or like it burns you out. So when we receive a lot of information in the crown chakra, it can, or a lot of light codes coming in, it can feel like it's burning through our system, burning through our nervous system. So the crown chakra opens up to let source in, to let your soul be grounded in through your base, down all the way down. But it's also, it can be, I want to say a bit too much. So I want to say, like, if you're feeling that burnout or like that, it's a lot. Okay. Oh, covered in goosebumps. The piece that will help you to stabilize the light codes and high frequency information that you're being shown at this time is by getting extra rest. So don't push yourself. Like it feels like you have a lot of energy and you're able to do a lot more than you did, compared to not too long ago. But to stabilize this new frequency, you need more rest. Yeah, it might feel like you can go, and you can, but it's like the spiritual burnout. I don't know how to describe it any other way than that, because you're going to have a lot of energy, so you're like, I'm fine. But actually, like, to stabilize the light codes and the light frequency that you're opening up to, that is really strong at your crown at this time, is like, take extra rest. Now, the opposite scale to being too open with the crown is being closed and depressed. So if you're feeling depressed, look at, what are you rejecting? Are you rejecting the light? Are you rejecting yourself? Are you rejecting what other people are saying to you and taking it personally? Nurture. Crown chakra message is nurture. This card, I just noticed what it is as I was talking, and I'm like, there's a lot of information coming through your intuition, through your claircognizance. And the nurture card is exactly what I was saying. I'm like, you need more rest to allow your physical body to calibrate to the high frequency codes that are streaming through and all this information that you're receiving. So the teacher card, and it's like, can you teach this to others? So maybe you are teaching it to others. Maybe you already stepping up into the position of teaching other people with your gift and with your intuition. And it just feels like you're going to be seen more for your gift. You're going to step into a higher level of power of who you are, of what you're doing, of, I want to say, the gifts that you're bringing to the world, like of what you're really, like, showing the world who you really are. And it feels like this is a really important piece of, the message, like the wolf up the top there is like blowing through, and it just feels like your voice is being heard. You're able to articulate who you are, and that's because you've shifted, like something, you've really shifted. And obviously the lotus up the top is very crown chakra, it's opening up your crown. It's almost like you're not afraid of the light anymore. You're not afraid of your power anymore, and you're really stepping into that. The bees are also jumping out at me on this card, and as we know, the bees are very much that goddess energy of an abundance and the sweet nectar of life, and you're really tapping into that. But also, it is really important to allow yourself the nurturing to allow it to stabilize. It feels really big. So even though you can keep going, but that going is also part of the old paradigm that you've walked away from. And so to really shift and stabilize your next level, it's like now you really need to enforce the boundaries on yourself to take the extra rest rather than forcing and pushing through just because you can. That's really important. So, and it's interesting because I just talked about that's the old paradigm, and here's the Comfrey, the completion of the old cycle. This is the overlying card for the crown chakra. And that's so interesting because I just said that. The new beginnings, the completing the old cycle, and just something so strong about the stabilization. So I think with these individual chakra readings, what I'm going to do is 3 cards and the overlying card, and then I'm going to do like the cross. I'm going to do what you're conscious of and what you're unconscious of for each of the chakras, and then I'm going to pull 2 more that represents the masculine and the feminine side to each of the chakras. So linked up below, I'll have the crystalline chakra activations. It's my set of the chakra activations. You may or may not have it. It's $49. They are not, it's not just a normal chakra clearing meditation. It's like an individual meditation, or it's activation for each chakra. There's 9 of them because I teach with the integration as well. And with these, it's integrating, it's activating the crystalline structure of each of the chakras of your energetic body. And as you would have seen in in the integration, the overview for April of all the chakras, you can use the specific crown chakra meditation for this month if you've found yourself here at the crown chakra. I'm also getting the message that to help stabilize these new light codes that you're really embodying, working with the base chakra activation will also help. So you could do 1 each day, alternate, or you could just do 2, like do it once for the month, once each, or you could do it once each week of the month. So you'll tune into what feels right, or you might just intuitively choose each time, right? When you feel called to do it. So you just buy it once and then you've got the whole set, and then every month you can really work with a particular chakra for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to pull what's unconscious is the perception of your reality. So it's interesting because the unconscious, so we're dropping down into the third eye. It's interesting in its placement. And then what you're conscious of is the mystery. So the mystery, and then what you're unconscious of is perception. So, and I feel that, so if you're like trying to like figure something out, I need to know what it is. That's control. And a lack of patience. Hence why the base chakra was coming through for you to work with that activation at the same time as the crown, because that's going to help stabilize. So the crown chakra is really connected to the heart chakra. So when we activate the crown, the heart activates. But the crown and the base chakra are really intricately connected as well, because they're one from the top up and the bottom, right? And so originally I got it to stabilize the light codes because you're grounding it all the way down through to your base and birthing down. So I always work down. But also, if there's a part of you that is trying to figure out something and it's agitating you and you're getting frustrated, you're not in trust, you're in fear. And this is where I feel like the perception, like you're trying to see what's not ready to be seen. And so this is about dropping back into trust. It's about trusting the timing of the light codes. And I'm sensing too, like the more you nurture yourself, is going to allow you to step into the energy of receiving, and that's going to give you the clarity. So stop trying to force figure out what it is that's going on, and really just allow yourself the time and space to integrate the codes, to allow yourself to enjoy the sweetness and the sweet nectar of life that you've worked so hard to create for yourself. And the mystery is what you're conscious of, like, and that's where you're like, well, I know, but I don't know. And it's really interesting, actually. Not all of these cards in this deck are like a pathway, but both of these cards are a pathway. Isn't that so interesting? The mystery and the perception. So you're stepped onto a new path. You're birthing a new reality. As I always say at the crown, like it's like we're, when we're a baby, we crown, right? It's our crown. And you've stepped onto a new pathway, and there's a lot of trust involved in a new pathway. There's a lot of trust involved in what you can't see. And it's so interesting because the overlying card for what you're conscious and unconscious of, I want to say is like the middle ground, or what you're flicking from to and from. It's so, of course, it is the goblin, the wounded human ego. Like, duh, that makes so much sense with what we're talking about, right? So I love that so much. Okay. What else? Oh yeah, so let's look at the masculine and feminine. So at the time of recording this video, it's not in there, but I'm going to pop it in there. In the crown chakra activation set, I'm going to put in another meditation, and it's a really long, I think it's about 50 or 60 minutes long meditation, and it literally goes through each of the chakras and balances masculine and feminine, but we're doing like deep integration work in each of them. Like, that's why it's so long. I'm going to put that in as a bonus because of this masculine and feminine that's coming through. I honestly didn't know how this was going to work, but as always, I just turn up and then you get shown what to do. Hence why evolving to having these meditations. I mean, these individual chakra readings, which I think is really cool. Okay. I can feel my crown activated. Okay, so I'm going to look at the masculine first. Interesting, the moon jellyfish came out for the masculine. And then for the feminine, calm after the storm, the beauty of standing strong in the face of adversity. And this is where I feel like you have traveled through the emotional waters of your wounded human ego, and it's your new path is a little bit like, only because it's new. There's a lot of new information coming in, and that can be destabilizing because it's new, but it's also a place where you're really learning to trust all over again. Brand new beginnings, brand new light codes, brand new energy, brand new you. And this is where we're stabilizing this new you. The feminine has gone through and is feeling calm about this, but the masculine is still trying to figure it out, the illumination of your deepest secret self. And this is where the wounded human ego and the like needing to hold on, because that's the old paradigm of you go, and need to figure it out. Whereas if you just let yourself drop into the feminine of the calm after the storm, the beauty of standing strong in the face of adversity, like it's almost like, I got this, you're going to throw all these at me, I got this too, you're going to throw this at me too, I got this too, you're going to throw that at me, okay, I got this too. Like, I'm just going to keep standing here, and I'm going to keep taking care of myself, and I'm going to keep trusting and following my intuition, and I'm going to step up and teach just like I'm being guided to do, because I know it's the completion of a cycle, because we know that when we go through death rebirth, right, as we are born as a baby onto this earth, and we come out the womb and born into reality, what dies is our fetus self, because we're no longer a fetus in a womb, we are a newborn baby. And so when we step onto a new path, it's just so amazing that both of these have the new path on it. It's like there's a whole nother level of trust that goes through, and there's so much trust in opening up to the light and feeling safe in the light. And hence why the base chakra came through, because at the base chakra is life purpose, physical reality, it's trust, it's safety, it's finances, it's sexuality, it's allowing yourself to feel safe, to be embodied as a human on this earth. It's physical reality. And so you might be feeling a little bit, because the light is illuminating the deepest secret parts of self, but it is the masculine. And then the feminine is like, I got this, I can go into the unconscious, I'm good at this, but it's strong. Okay, you're gonna I can stand strong through this storm because this is what I do. And so you're balancing the masculine and feminine within the crown with that. Amazing. All right, link is below for the crown chakra, for the crystalline activations if you don't have them yet. If you do work with this process, it can be really, like, we're working on a deep energetic level. So at any time during the month, come back to this video, comment below, share what's going on. I can help you out, and I'll see you either next month or in another chakra.